Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. For today's video, I have created a fall inspired look using both high-end and drugstore products. This look gets me so excited for fall, so if you want to know how I created it, just keep watching. I already moisturized and primed my face. I moisturized with Philosophy's Renewed Hope in a Jar with SPF 30 in it, and I primed with Becca's Velvet Blurring Primer. So we're going to begin with putting our foundation on, which I'm going to be using Too Faced Born This Way medium to full coverage foundation. I'm using the color Warm Nude. I'm going to put some on my IT Cosmetics brush, the Airbrush foundation brush. And we're just going to apply it all over. Okay, now I have applied my foundation all over. I'm going to move on to eyes. You can do your eyes before you do foundation and concealer, or you can do it after. It's just up to you. I like to do mine after I put on foundation, but before concealer, so I can clean up the residue and the fallout with my concealer. I'm going to use Maybelline's Master Prime Eye Primer. We're just going to apply this onto our lids. And then just smudge it in. Okay, now I'm going to be using Urban Decay's Naked 3 palette for some of my eyeshadows. I'm going to use the color, what does it say? Strange as my eyeshadow base. I'm going to apply this right to our lids. Okay, so once you have your eyes primed and base with a clear nude shadow, we're going to move on to the next color, which is Trick, in the same palette. And before I apply that, I'm going to spray my eyeshadow brush with some of the Mario Badescu's skincare. It's a facial spray, but I'm going to use it to prime my brush so the color can stick on a little better. We're just going to apply this straight onto the lid, like so. And I'm using more of tapping instead of like window wiper motions to make the color stick better, because it is a little bit more of a shimmery color, and I find that it works better when you tap it into the eyelid. So once you apply that to the lid, I'm going to bring it up a little bit more to kind of fade the color into the upper lid, like so. And once I've done that, I am going to take one of my blending brushes and I'm just going to fade that out. And now I'm going to do that to the other eye. Okay, so I applied that eyeshadow to both eyes, and now I'm going to go in with Becca's Light Chaser highlighter for the face and eye. And this is what it looks like. Okay. So I'm just going to take a little bit. I'm going to apply that to the lid as well. Not too much, but just enough to incorporate that gold champagne color into the rose goldy brass color, I should say. And again, using the patting motions instead of the swiping. Okay. Let's see. Okay, now I'm going to jump into the Tartelette in Bloom palette by Tarte. And I'm going to use a couple of the colors in this palette. The first color I'm going to use is the color Rebel. This one right here. I'm going to take that onto our brush, and this is the brush that I'm using for this. I'm going to take a little bit of that color, and we're going to put that into the outer corner of the eye. Bring it into the crease just a little bit. Just like that. Okay. Kind of bring that into the middle. Just a little bit. Just a little bit more. Okay, and I'm not going to blend that out just yet. I'm also going to go into the color Leader, which is the color right next to it. I'm going to take that. I'm going to put that into the outer corner. And also bring it into the crease. Okay, so once we have those colors on, now I'm going to blend it out with my blending brush. Okay. I'm gonna go back in and add a little bit more of the Rebel color. Okay, blend it out. Okay. Kind of blend it into the crease. I'm going to go back into Becca's Light Chaser. I'm going to add just a little bit more onto the lid. I'm going to put that into the inner corner of the eye. Bring it into the middle, into the crease, but not over the crease. Okay. And blend that all together so it has a smooth transition. Okay. And now I'm going to go ahead and do that to the other eye. Sorry if the light is a little bit off. It is a very cloudy day outside. Can't control Mother Nature, but we're just gonna work with it. Okay? Okay, so now that I am done with my eyes, I'm going to go in with this CoverGirl True Naked Eyeliner. It's like a dual eyeliner. It had a highlighter at one end to go on the waterline, and then it has a brown liner to go on the lid. So I'm going to go in with the brown side, and I'm going to go do just a small eyeliner, nothing too dramatic, on my lid. Like so. I'm gonna go ahead and do that to the other eye now. So now that is done, now I'm gonna go in with the one, the only Tarte Shape Tape. I'm using the color Light Medium Honey. Okay, and we're just going to apply that under the eyes into like a triangle shape, like so. I'm also going to go down the bridge of the nose just a little bit up top. And then also on the cupid's bow just a little bit. And then a little bit on the chin. I'm going to go in with a damp beauty blender. I like using a beauty blender more than a brush. I do have a concealer brush, but I like the beauty blender better just because I feel like it gives a more even, more natural, smooth texture. And we're just gonna go in and blend it. Okay, so now I have all the concealer blended in. I'm going to go in with Laura Mercier's Translucent Setting Powder. We're just going to take a little bit. I'm going to be using my Real Techniques setting brush. Just going to dab a little bit and set under the eyes. Now I'm going to go in with a different powder to set the rest of my face. I'm going to go with Milani's Powder Foundation in the color Natural. Okay. Going to go in with a big powder brush, dab it, and I'm going to set the rest of the face with it. Done. Okay, so once you have set your face, to make sure your makeup will not budge, we're going to move on to bronzer. And I am going to be using the bronzer in the Je ne sais quoi palette by It Cosmetics. Going to be using this one down here. Just going to dab it with my Eco Tools blending and bronzing brush. I'm going to go into the cheekbone. I'm not going to go all over, like we're not going to go down here. That's just not a good look. We're just going to go in the corner and just blend it a little bit. Bringing it up, not down. You don't want your face to look like it's sagging. I'm going to bring it up top, down the side. I like to go down here also, and then under your face. Now the other side. once you have finished that, I'm just gonna take a little bit, squeeze the brush like this. I'm gonna go back into the bronzer. We're just gonna lightly contour the nose. Like so. And then we're also gonna go under the lip to give more of a pouty lip. I'm also gonna go into my Becca bronzer called, what is it called? Sunlit Bronzer Capri Coast. So it looks like. Just gonna go and add just a little bit of shimmer, not too much, like that. Just like that. And that's gonna be it for bronzer. Okay, so once the bronzer is all set, I'm going to move on to blush, and I'm going to be using Milani's powder brush in the color Romantic Rose. This is what it looks like. It's like a nice mauve rose pink color. Just gonna go in just on the apples of the cheeks and then push it back like that. Give that hint of blush. Nothing too crazy. That's it for blush. Okay, so once you have your blush all done, we're going to move into highlighter, and I'm going to be using my Hourglass Ambient Highlighter. Let's see. That color. It looks like. I'm just going to take a little bit on my EcoTools fan brush dab. And then just put just a little bit. Then we're also going to bring it down the bridge of the nose. That Cupid's bow. And then always on the top of your eyebrows, like this. Okay. Okay, so we're almost done here. I just want to go back into my Tartelette in Bloom palette, and we're going to finish up under the eyes. And then I'm also going to add mascara. I'm going to add my L'Oreal Telescopic Carbon Black Mascara. Looks like. So I'm going to do that off camera really quick for you guys. Okay, so I just went back into my Tartelette in Bloom palette. I went back into the color Rebel with my really small, not EcoTools, Real Techniques brush. This is really good to get under the eye, bring some shadow in. I just wanted to complete the look just by bringing that color right into the inner corner, into the middle, not all the way into the corner, just kind of like 3/4 of the way on both eyes. Now I'm gonna go back into my Becca's Light Chaser, and with the same brush I used into the inner corner of my eye, brighten that up in there. Also bring it into the missing 1/4 of my eye. Okay. On the other eye. Okay. See how bright that makes your eyes, makes you look awake and alive and just gorgeous. Just a little bit. Okay, I'm just gonna go in really quickly. Just gonna blend this out up here. Okay. I'm gonna go into the same light chaser. Just put it right under my brow. Make that pop. Like so. Okay. Now I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna really quickly apply my MAC lipstick in the color Really Me. I'm gonna do that and I'll come right back. Okay guys, if you enjoyed this look just as much as I did, please consider subscribing to my channel. I'm going to be making at least 2 videos every single week. Again, thank you guys for watching and see you next time.